Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for March 12th. Okay, so as we take a look at today, the SPY was super strong. It helped this 275 level as I called that it was going to do something, right? And then it did test the 276, 2600. And after that, it didn't pull back. Instead, it held and started breaking out and ran. Now, as you can see there, we are right now into some sort of a resistance zone. It's a prior zone that we have been in a few weeks back. Okay, the stock, the SPY, the market overall, it has trouble. It has trouble around this area though. After this major run up, I do anticipate, if not a pullback day, then a chop day tomorrow. I don't think the market can run as strong as it did today. Right now, the futures is opening up a little bit flat after the run up after hours, and I do think it's going to chop around tomorrow. Let's take a look at the SPY real quick. Okay, so anywhere it's gapping up a little bit, anywhere around the 279 to 280 area is where I anticipate that SPY to chop around. It might get as high as this 281.75 area. Okay, and so overall, what I'll be looking for is stocks that ran today on good catalyst, positive, higher relative volume, and stocks that kind of run with the SPY. I'll be watching, and I'll be looking for a little bit of a push up and then sideways consolidation, if not a slight fade down to today's support level. Okay, before I go into my plan for a few tickers that I picked to watch tomorrow, I want to talk about MOMO. MOMO is announcing earnings tomorrow morning before market. Now, today, as we see after the gap up, it sold off, made a bottom base here. And then at the end of the day, after hours, you see people buying into the earnings, and they're gambling on positive earnings. So what happens tomorrow is when earnings comes out, if it's positive earnings, this will cause a major gap up, right? And whoever bought here, they will take some profits. If it's bad earnings, then these guys will be holding the bag. And depending on how far the gap down is, I will anticipate a pop up and then a sell off, or whoever bought here, if it gaps down hard, right? Whoever bought here could be underwater. And once it gets back up to the 3250 area, if it's bad earnings, I'm anticipating gap down under 3250, right? And once it reaches 3250, I anticipate a sell off from there. So the 3250, very key level to watch, in my opinion. This was today's inflection point, in my opinion. Also here, the 32 area, where it based out more like 3225, all right? So depending on what the catalyst is, if it's good catalyst or good reaction, we get gap up, fade, hold some sort of support, and rip again. If it's bad catalyst, we got gap down, cover pop, and then sell off tomorrow into a major support area. Okay, so that's MOMO. I'll be watching that tomorrow. First up on my watch list is NVDA. They have a positive catalyst today, which caused the stock to push. And basically, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was I believe it was an analyst buy rating. Anyways, NVDA, prior month, we see a double top and then we see a sell off here, right? And then today it shot up huge. What I'm looking at is short sellers who shorted from this day here and are still holding short. They're coming really close to hitting their stop loss. I believe their stop loss is, their line in the sand is around the 165 area, okay? The way the stock closed so well and held so much of its gains, I do anticipate a little bit more of a run tomorrow, maybe all the way to the 165 area. I mean, let's mark off some support first if I'm anticipating a bullish run. The 160 is a very key support area. As you can see on the daily chart, NVDA always have had trouble last month at the 160 area here. Now it's up and over, so I'm anticipating a dip out the gates because of this run up, and hold some sort of support around the 160 and then rip again. If 160 doesn't hold and fail, then I personally need to change my plan accordingly and judge and react from the price action itself. As far as resistance go, I'll be watching the 162 area, which is today's highs, and it's a key psychological whole number. We also have support at 163, so let's mark that off right about there. Okay, these two massive red candles on the double top, we have the opening price here and close to the opening price here, as well as 163.87. So I'm going to mark that off here, which is kind of like 164, which is this massive red candle. You see the volume right here on the day of February 15th. This is the highs of this massive volume candle, the sell candle here. So this is also a key resistance area. I'll be watching for these two resistance area to show me a sign of topping and selling off, as well as the 162. So 3 areas of resistance I'll be watching for. If 162 clears and holds, right, we could get another run up all the way up to the 165, right? Like I said, I am anticipating another push move. It might happen pre-market. It might gap up and over and then dip, hold, and rip, right? It might open flat and just dip first and then hold some support here at 160, and then you can long it from there as well if it shows signs of like a double bottom or high little from there. Okay, so that's NVDA. I'll be watching ROKU. ROKU I really like because I really understand this price action on the daily chart. Okay, today I played both the long and short side. I shorted a little bit of this and then I waited, and I didn't long it after though, but it did go according to plan. I did last night call that it was a bullish chart still. Today it broke out of this wedge, right? And this is a breakout of the previous high. So it's a multi-day breakout. Looking at this high here, this is 73. So I'll be marking 73 as support here. Okay, after breakout, it needs to test, but it looks like it already tested today. I do have another support area here, right here at this high, at 73.75 and the 74 area. Okay, right here. This is a support zone in my opinion. With the stock being so strong and closing so strong, I do anticipate a gap up tomorrow. We have major resistance though, however, at 75. If I mark that off, it's a key psychological whole number, and zooming out a little bit, 75 right here. Major resistance, as well as 76.83, which is the top of this red candle, and 77.50. Okay, so kind of like that. And I do believe ROKU eventually will test these areas tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to run another day. If it gaps up, then I'm going to watch for the 75 to hold and then maybe run a little bit more. If it gaps up stupid though, I mean, it could fill the gap first, watch for a pullback out at the open, hold some sort of support around the 74, 73, 75 area, and then long it. Okay, so that's ROKU. And finally, we have Netflix. Netflix, I played today as well. Out the gates, I actually did pretty well on it. I shorted at 352 around this area. Actually, I shorted even earlier. I know my average was 352, and I gave it up to 353. I gave it $1 because the stock can run really wild. And basically, I ran it all the way down to the 350s area here. I took some off, and then it stopped me out over here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to capture some more of this down move before it ran again, because it made a triple top here, and then it came back down and held the VWAP. But Netflix did have a positive catalyst today. I know a couple days ago, I believe yesterday, it had a downgrade, and then today it actually came out with a positive news catalyst saying that it is partnering up with Amazon Web Services, and in Amazon AWS, their blog talked about partnering up with Netflix as well, and the article was pretty positive. What I'm looking at tomorrow is, since the stock closed so strong, I'm actually looking for a test of this 360. Now, 360 is a key psychological number and a major resistance area. So if it gaps up and over and holds, then look for a continuation to run. I do like the support area here at 357 and 356. So 357, we have the 330 support area here, and then 356 as well. Overall, this is a very bullish close, and I do see one more day of bullishness of the stock ripping again. It really depends if it can get above this 360 here. A dip out the gates, and I'll be looking at these support areas. The 9 EMA is right at 356, and that's why I have 356 marked off. Some more resistance area, if it breaches 360, the next resistance area is around the 362.85 area, or 363. So anywhere around here, and this would be my long target. Okay. That's basically it for my watch list. I hope you guys enjoy what you watch. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Check out my video link descriptions below. And I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thanks. Ciao.